Hello again. If you're joining me here now because you've just been watching the walkthrough for Diva Skyline Volume 1, hello, I've gone straight into this one and I'm liable to go mad in the next half an hour. So, yes, this is Diva Skyline Volume 2. For those of you who may not have watched Volume 1 video already, for some odd reason, this is a two-part sound set for Diva, mainly because I just went completely crazy and made so many sounds. But rather than having one massive sound set that's a bit expensive to buy, I've cut it into two bits, so you can either grab both copies, or just one of them, whichever one you prefer the sound of. And also during the first week or so that it's on sale, I'll be doing a deal whereby if you buy one, you can get the other at a discount. So we'll plunge straight into the sounds, and I'll tell you a little bit more about what's inspired them as we go along, if it doesn't become massively immediately obvious. And we'll start with the arps. That's the mod wheel. So you might be thinking that's a little bit sort of Tron Legacy-esque, isn't it? And it is. So Tron Legacy, Oblivion, Ex Machina, some of the really cool sort of synth-heavy sound tracks from the last couple of years are very much... Well, I know Tron Legacy isn't the last couple of years, but hey, you knew what I meant. So it's got that whole kind of analogue vibe for cinematic styles that want to use that. There's a little bit of modern edge to it, but also plenty of that cool analogue drift and detuning going on. So synth-heavy scores of recent times have certainly appealed to me. But there's also an element of classic John Carpenter stuff, Synthwave revivalist stuff. There's even probably a hint of trance in there somewhere, just because that's who I am. So unsurprisingly, an ARP called Suave Tron has a slight Tron Legacy sound to it. This is quite an interesting one because oh no, this isn't it. Where's the funny one? Is it this one? No. Oh, maybe it's that's probably. Oh, this is no. I do like this one actually. This isn't the one I was looking for. The one I was looking for. That must be in Volume 1. Okay, so sometimes I get a bit confused. That's why you got to get both, you know, because you need all of the sounds. It's a nice 4/4 kind of bass line there. Relatively quickly. Mod wheel. That's got a bit more of that Ex Machina vibe to it, I think. So both Volume 2 and Volume 1 have a similar vibe. I haven't there's no sort of express attempt with one to do one thing and one to do the other, and nor is there sort of like all the best ones are in Volume 1 and I've left the worst of Volume 2. It's really basically been done in a sort of how the time frame I put it together. So all the first sounds I made were for put in Volume 1, and then the ones I continued making were Volume 2. So there's no sort of deliberate attempt to make one of them better than the other. The quality should be relatively similar throughout. And Zobot. So as well as the kind of lighter sort of analog feel, the epic sort of triumphal, nicer sounds that you get from the sort of Tron Legacy Oblivion side of things, there is that darker element in here as well, which is a bit ex machina, but also I've been quite enjoying the It Follows soundtrack. That's got quite a nice sort of analog 80s synth vibe to it, but with that horror perspective. So again, sort of echoing Carpenter and what have you. And I'd actually done all this before that came out, but I think it has some of those qualities, which is quite nice. So hopefully there's a nice sort of mix of dark and light in here. There's a bit of housey stuff in there if you wanted, but I think these sounds, it's how you use them. As is always the case when I'm doing a sound, so I make sounds that I use. I'm not going to put a sound in there if I think I'm not going to use that in my music. But that can mean that sounds can have that crossover from various genres. I think you can incorporate them into whatever it is you're doing. And a couple of little keys again in this one. And then in here we've got some more leads. Some nice drifting detune. So there's even a hint of Boards of Canada if you want it. What isn't in there, I hear you ask? Of course, one thing I haven't mentioned, I'm going to briefly mention the whole synthwave thing, which I'm quite enjoying listening to again at the moment. Of course, Power Glove, which is a band that I think a lot of us like from their soundtrack to the game that's going to completely void my memory. I can't remember, was it some Blood Dragon? No, what was it? Oh, depressing. See, I'm getting old. I'm going to be 40 this year, and it's all falling apart. Yeah, anyway, Power Glove. Classic sort of hair synth kind of 80s approach, and I think you can get a lot of that kind of vibe out of this too. I gave my friend Jonathan a pre-release version of Skyline that he's using all over the Shards of War soundtrack, which is very cool to hear, and looking forward to see what he's done with it, actually. Physically modelled guitar, yes. You'd believe that was a real guitar, wouldn't you? No. And we have some drummy stuff. Really silly stuff on the mod wheel there. And then we're into the pads. And would you Adam and Eve it? There's loads. This will come as a massive shock to you, I'm sure. So yeah, there's loads of pads. Loads and loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of pads. If you don't own Diva, and you're thinking, why should I get it? Pads. Pads is why you should get it. Lovely, lovely pads. Oh, this is one of my faves. I love the noisy detune nastiness. Yum, 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 yum. Told you go mad. I warned you, but you wouldn't listen. Here's my comedy patch name of this particular soundset. Raises the Last Walk. And his nice cheerily named sound patch, She Doesn't Love You. Lots of silly fun there. That's rather a nice one. Ooh. This one sounds interesting from that little snippet we got there. Got a kind of spectral wavetable style sound in there. Yeah, so those two last sounds probably give you a good idea for the fact that Diva can sound digital as well as analog. So soundscapes, a few of these again. Yeah, again they're a bit dark, but bear with. Not touching the mod wheel, this is just the sound happening. Does that all of its own accord. So these can be quite nice to sort of layer up with each other to get lots of different sort of sounds going along as a sort of nice, dark, menacing bed. Should dark, menacing beds be your kind of thing? I think the less said about that, the better. There's something about an all-synth sort of creepy dystopian soundscape that's just rather cool. Don't ask me what it is. It just is. Isn't it? No? Oh, okay. And even the soundscapes have stuff built into the mod wheel, which is what I'm playing with now. So even though much of Diva's synth architecture is quite simple, and it's laid out like hardware, classic hardware that many of us will have either had a tinkle with, will have, yes, we took them to the toilet with us. That makes a lot of sense, Matthew. Tinker with, even. And but there's a lot of complexity that can still be built into it. You just need to hunt it down, really. So we've got one SFX patch here. Which could easily have been a soundscape patch. I don't know why I've particularly chosen this one as an SFX patch. It will. Yeah. Don't know. Too late now, innit? Okay, what we got here? Evolving synth sequence, good for playing chords. Yeah, it's quite fun. Okay, and then we've got the synth section again, which is basically stuff that I didn't feel was a lead or a pad or a key. Breakfast Club, classic 80s film. Gorge. And if you like that kind of sound in particular, I am in the background of a number of other projects. I'm working on a little sort of Synthwave project, and I'm doing loads of classic 80s sounds. So I'm using things like Diva and Omnisphere and Tal LX, which is quite a cool one, and probably Zebra as well, I think. I don't know when I'm going to release that. I don't know quite what I'm doing with it at the moment. Mainly it's just to feed a project that I'm working on in my spare time when I'm not already doing loads of other stuff. What's wrong with me? Anyway, so there will be some real classic 80s analog and digital synth sounds coming out at some point. Hopefully later this year, but we will see how the project progresses. A little sort of brassy thing there. Yeah, definitely went a bit trancy with that one, didn't I? And then finally, this quite nice little sort of ethnic metallic kind of bell sound. Sounds really nice. Across all the spectrums, I do like that one. Oh, look! that was the last one. So there we are. We've gone through them all. Well, we haven't gone through them all. We've gone through the whole sound set, going through a number of them. Gone through them all. We've been here forever. Yeah, so that's Diva Skyline Volume 2. It is an accompaniment, an extension, a loving buddy to Skyline Volume 1. They're not sort of, as I've mentioned before, trying to do different things. They are all of a piece. I've split them into two just so that you don't have to buy everything at once, which is expensive and off-putting. So you can grab whichever one you like, having listened to these walkthrough videos and the demo tracks and what have you. Or you can grab them both at the same time because you want all the Diva sounds you can possibly get. Like I say, I'll be doing some kind of deal where you can grab Skyline 2 a little more cheaply for the first week if you buy Volume 1 at the same time. And I'll also be creating a Diva bundle to go with Ex Machina. The irony of that title now, eh? Which means you can then buy all 3 Diva volumes at a discount as well. So that'll be nice. So, yes, hope you've enjoyed taking this little stroll through Diva Skyline with me. If you've watched both videos in full, then blimey, you're weird. But I do appreciate your love. So thanks again, and I will speak to you soon. Oh, I'll speak to you soon. I'm ending this like a phone call. Okay, bye. No, you put down the receiver. No, you put down the receiver. No, bye.